Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we'll be talking about the top business mistakes most small business owners make and how to avoid them. That's just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. Okay, if you're a small business owner, how do you know when it's time to bring in a mechanic to help you work on your business? Two people who know a little something about that, Jerry Kezhaya and Dr. Laura Shwaluk. They are husband and wife team, very successful entrepreneurs who have the auto shop in Plano, but you also have a mastermind group that you formed that's very, very successful. Let's talk about that. Let's start with you, Jerry. How did you start the business mastermind?
Well, it's a great story. I've had clients for years. It's been 40 years. In January, before 40 years that I opened the auto shop, and I've had clients that would come to me, Jeff, and they would say, tell me about your business. How come you're so successful? What are you doing? And so I started coaching them. I was doing that for more than 10 years. And then about 5 years ago, I realized that if a client's not paying, he's not paying attention. And so we started this program, and the results have just been fantastic. I started picking out clients at the shop that were having issues and they just couldn't pay for their car repairs or what have you. And it was like, you've been in business a long time. Why are you still struggling? You shouldn't be struggling at this point. What do you do? Maybe an extra set of eyes can look at it and help you pinpoint one or two little things that'll make all the difference in the world for you.
And sometimes, we talked about bringing in a mechanic. Dr. Laura, a lot of people want to do their own repairs on their car. If you're a small business owner, it's often hard for you to see what a coach can see.
Well, yeah, and a lot of people also fight for their limitations. They've set their business up to the best of their ability, and sometimes they're not really very open to looking at the things that they're doing that are actually shooting themselves in the foot. So yes. That's one of the things that we want to talk about today is the 5 biggest mistakes that business owners make that really destroy their chances of getting their business over $1 million or more.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's start with you, Jerry. What's number 1?
The first one is sloppy systems. If you just don't have standard operating procedures, if you don't have your systems worked out, if you are inconsistent, man, small business, I got to tell you, the biggest difference between small business and big business is small business is inconsistent in what it delivers.
People expect businesses to be consistent. Think of any really successful business. Think of McDonald's, for example. Wherever you go in the country, you're going to get the same consistent kind of quality of food, service. Everything is going to be consistently the same. And people come to expect that. If you don't have that in your business, that's a really big mistake. And how you prevent that from happening is by having really good written, documented, standard operating procedures. When you do that, your business will be consistent. Everything will flow easier, your employee training will be easier, life in general will just simply be better.
Okay, so when we talk about score is secret, you mean?
Yeah, okay, so the second biggest mistake is that the score, your knowing your numbers, your key performance indicators, and in some cases the business owners don't even know what their own P&L is. Someone could be stealing from you, and if you don't know your numbers, like if you're playing a game, a sport, let's say football. We're here in Dallas, let's say you're playing football or basketball, and the players cannot see the score and the coach cannot see the score, well then you don't know. At the end of the game, do you say, hey, well, did we win? No, you're gonna look at the score all the time. You know your numbers, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by month. You're not gonna ask at the end of the year, how did we do, or where did the money go?
Brilliant point. Okay, Jerry, number 3.
Number 3 is your team tied. And what we mean by that is you've got crappy employees. You just hire the first person that will pass the mirror test. And we all know the mirror test. Can you fog up the mirror? Baby, you're hired. Woo! We're good with that. Well, let me tell you, that's the worst way to run a business you can ever dream about. The first thing you need to do is, again, it goes back, Jeff, to systems. We have a complete system for hiring.
Yep.
We have it so good. We actually wrote the book on it. It's called Hiring a Superstar. You can find this on Amazon. Not necessarily a plug for the book, but it's a great book, and we have all kinds of downloads at our website that you can cut and paste and customize them to your own individual business and application.
And it's really about how to save time in hiring support staff. Save you time and money on hiring support staff. It's not about hiring celebrities.
All right, Dr. Laura, number 4.
Okay, number 4, the next biggest mistake is that people really miss the mark on marketing. And what I mean by that is that they talk about themselves and their own business rather than giving information to the customer of what's in it for them. What's in it for the customer? That's what they want to know. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm not going to say as a doctor that I use XYZ equipment and I've been in business for 40 years. I might want to say something like, do you have back pain? Are you suffering from headaches? That's going to get their attention. Me being in business for 40 years, that's not going to interest them. So talk about and use your marketing to interest them. Get inside the words that they are already using in your marketing. And put your logo somewhere near the bottom, but put a headline really big that yells out to them, to your customer.
These are great tips. Okay, Jerry, finally, number 5.
Number 5, your bogus beliefs. If you want to change the result in your life, you've got to change your methods and your mindset. First of all, Albert Einstein said many years ago, you can't cure a problem with the same mind that created a problem. Okay? Now, the reality of it is, there's 3 types of people, Jeff. You have the folks that know everything, and they're completely uncoachable. Can't teach me a thing? Man, I already got it. I know how to do all this stuff. The second type of person is the one who says, okay, teach me, show me, help me. But then when you start showing them, their ego gets in the way and they're immobilized. And of course, the third person is the one who is the most successful. They say, show me, and they take massive action. And they actually do what you suggest them to do. And it's the results are over the top.
Some people, you've probably heard to learn from other people's mistakes. Well, smarter people will learn, how does it that you phrase it?
So some people have to learn from their own mistakes.
From their own mistakes, yeah, that's it.
Smarter people will learn from the mistakes of others. But the smartest people learn from the successes of other people. Wow. Why do you even want to make the mistakes in the first place? That's crazy. Everybody says, hey, I'm an independent business owner, I'm a small business, let me make my own mistakes. Oh, why do you want to do that? That hurts. Why don't you go ahead and start and make fire too, and water, and make the wheel? I mean, come on.
You guys are funny.
Learn from the people that have been doing it for 40 years, man.
And this is a really important point, because if you're going to hire a coach or a mentor or be a part of a mastermind, you want to be in a mastermind of people who have done it, who have been there, done it, have had all kinds of failures already, so that you can learn from their mistakes and from their successes. You don't really want to learn from somebody who just bought a franchise in coaching and really hasn't actually run a business before, or at least you want to find somebody who's run a multi-million-dollar business. That's who you want to be your coach.
I can tell why you guys are so successful. In fact, we found a clip from your Facebook page. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
Hey everybody, this is Jerry Kezhaya with Business Builders Mentor and Mastermind, and I'm here with a very special client of ours. His name is Shawn Cahill, and Shawn, I'd like you to introduce yourself to the audience.
I'm Chef Shawn Cahill. I'm a 5-star chef that I decided to open up a burger restaurant here in Plano. I serve the best burgers in Plano. Come join me.
Man, I'm going to tell you, his burgers are freaking over the top. And one of the things that Shawn has been really working on since he started working with us is getting rid of the demons up between his ears. And I'm going to tell you, they have been there, and they have really, really been fun to work with. I'll tell you that. I will say that I'm very proud of Shawn. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
For all the steps that you have taken and given us the leap of faith and the strides that you've made in such a short amount of time. I'm really, really happy for you. I'm impressed. So
thanks.
Why don't you tell us some of the stuff you've gone through?
I appreciate it. Yeah, some of the struggles that we had is I always listen to a lot of the talking heads on TV and radio and everything else, and their biggest catchphrase is the reason your business is not doing what you want it to do is because of the person in the mirror. Well, I realized pretty quickly after I opened up that the mirror doesn't talk back, and it doesn't really tell you what the problems are. So it's really hard to dive into those talking heads for several years and not get any results from the things that you're trying, when in reality, you're really not addressing the problems that are there. Some of the specific issues that I've had were slow sales, poor staffing decisions, whether it's not enough staff or not the right staff, not holding the staff accountable, which all in turns goes back to cash flow. And when we first sat down with Jerry, that was the biggest question. I need to grow sales.
And I think that's powerful. And I tell my clients this is a great time to market, because during a recession, that's a time to work on your business and not in your business. I bet you're picking up clients right and left.
Oh, we are. And one of our newest clients, we had a meeting with him today, and one of the things that he shared with us, Jeff, he said, the reason I chose you is because you are not some coaching company. He goes, you're actually in the trenches doing the same darn businesses that I'm doing. You're working with your clients, you're running a company, you're spending money on advertising and marketing. You know exactly what it is we're going through. And you know, he's just he's had the best October he's ever had. He's only been with us for 3 months. We have another client that we just picked up in February and in June. So last year he did a total of $780,000 for the entire year. June he did $1.45 million
in that month.
In the month.
That's amazing. All right, Dr. Laura, tell us about your coaching style, because I know a lot of people watching this saying, "Oh gosh, but I don't want somebody to tell me my baby's ugly." Tell us about your coaching style.
Okay, well, so first of all, one of the main things that we do is to help someone get out of pain. So yes, I'm a doctor, but it's to get out of your business pain. And the bigger the pain, the faster we have to get you out of that pain. So it's not about telling you something's wrong or something's bad or anything like that. It's really about what's your biggest pain? How do we get you out of that pain as quickly as possible? And maybe pain is cash flow. Maybe pain is employees. Who knows what it is? It's different for every business owner. It's to get you out of pain as quickly as possible.
And it impresses me, Jerry, that you guys can coach across a variety of industries. It doesn't have to be just one industry, because a business is a business, isn't it? It doesn't matter what they're selling.
Jeff, I have to tell you, my wife and I collectively, we owned, operated, and ran 7 different multi-million-dollar companies, all at the same time, and every one of them was in a different field.
Yeah.
So we did this to prove that the business concept is the same regardless of the industry.
The systems.
A cash flow problem is a cash flow problem. A P&L is a P&L. It doesn't matter what you're working on. Those principles of business are the same. Once you get the cookie cutter set up and it works across the 7 we had, my friend, it works on everybody's business.
Okay, so somebody's watching this right now and they say to themselves, I think I might need them. How do you know when you need help?
Oh, that's a really good question, and it's usually yesterday.
Right.
So
you should have called me yesterday.
Yeah, like when's the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago, but the next best time is today. So there really isn't a good time. It's just every time, every day is a good day to focus on your business. And if you want to focus on your business, grow your business, let's say you're doing $500,000-$600,000 and you want to get to 1.2 or you want to get to 3 or higher. Now is the time to really look at it. Now is the time to really hone in, put your shoulder into the harness, and get it done.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, from my perspective, it's a heck of a lot cheaper for the client, and it's a heck of a lot easier for us to fix the problems before they become bad habits, Jeff. So in my opinion, I'd rather somebody who's thinking about starting a company call us before they start it, right? But if they've not done that, get us in as quickly as we can, because we will make huge differences. Alex, one of our coaching clients, he had great cash flow. He had a growing company. Everything was good. But he said, I want to grow my business, but I can't spend the time in the trench. I'm already working 70, 80, 90 hours a week. There ain't enough of me to add more, right? And so we got involved, and I said, do what I tell you to do for a year, give me 1 year, we will change your life. And his life is completely radically. Now he gets Fridays off every week.
Well, it's a 3-day weekend every weekend.
That's
And he
amazing.
used to work, what did you say, 70, 80 hours a week?
Yeah, he would work every Saturday,
Because he has his systems down, and he has the right people, the right team, his marketing, everything. All the 5 mistakes, he's turned those around, and they're all
Okay, we're
sailing
gonna
smoothly.
put your website up in a second, but Jerry, when somebody contacts you for the first time, what's the process look like? Do you have an exploratory phone call or Zoom meeting, or what happens?
So usually we get a inquiry on the web.
Yeah.
on our website.
And so we'll email a couple times back and forth, and then we'll set up a phone call and we'll just find out where we're at. If we even have the possibility of working together, we'll send out a form or two, and we get you to self-assess, and then we look at it. And if it's something I can help you with, I'll tell you straight up.
Right.
And if it isn't, I don't need to waste your time or money.
And I like that about you too, because we're all big integrity people, and if you're talking to them on the phone and you're not feeling the vibe, you don't want to work with them, right? Yeah.
There are also a lot of videos, blogs, and in our Facebook group, there's lots of videos to learn information and see if it's the right fit.
Outstanding. Okay, we're going to put the website up. Jerry, go ahead and give us the domain name.
www.bbmmusa.com. That's www.bbmmusa.com. That's Business Builders, Mentor, and Mastermind.
Outstanding. And pick up their book on Amazon, Hiring a Superstar. Thank you so much. You guys are great. Awesome.
It's a great day to focus on your business.
Yes,
It sure is.
absolutely.
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, that's it for now. We'll see you next time.